Yes. Hi everyone, welcome to Strip Club. For those who are joining us via the wonders of YouTube, we are coming from Cozy Quilt Shop in Rancho, San Diego. That's outside San Diego. And it is the quilt shop version of our Cozy Quilt Designs, which is a publishing arm of our business. And today I'm going to bring you a brand new Strip Club quilt. All right. It's called Intertwined. Do you like it?
Yes.
I love it. There are some quilts that I like. Most of the time the new quilts are the ones that I love. This one in particular will live in my house when it's done here. And later on I'll be showing you in the email that I send out a picture of my sweet little Sammy dog who really loves this quilt, so I think she's actually claimed it. The couple reasons I like this pattern. First, it uses nothing but strips and borders. So if there's a bundle of fabrics that you know you love, a Bally Pop, a roll-up, a jelly roll, you can place it directly into this quilt. The second is the fabrics it specifically uses are blueberry, and I love this blueberry Bally Pop by Hoffman. And the third reason I like it is because it uses the strip tube ruler. And because it uses a strip tube ruler, it is a fast and easy quilt to do. So first let me tell you a little bit about the quilt. It is one block, just one block twisted and turned. Here's your block. And I'll show you how to put it together. Border 1 and border 2 here, but if you notice here in the pinwheel section, the strips that we have used, we've specifically pulled out a dark brown and a light cream to use as a contrast to create pinwheels that pop. Do you follow that? Yeah. So if you're using a bundle that is nothing but strips, oftentimes you can pull out the darkest and the lightest and put those aside and use those as pinwheels. The quilt we have up here is the throw. It uses 66 strips. Now if you're familiar with strip bundles, you'll know most of them are 40 strips. So this quilt uses more than one bundle. But it doesn't use any background accent, other coordinating fabrics other than the borders. So what we have done for you here in the store is we have created not just the bundle of 40, but a sub-bundle of just 26 strips. Get them while you can, because these babies are going to sell out. A bundle like this and a bundle like that, and there you go, plus borders, you've got your quilt. Okay. And we cut these strips from the same fabrics that are used in blueberry, the same blueberry fabrics from Hoffman. Okay, so 66 strips, pinwheels in the corners. You can see that the pinwheel is a distinct darker brown and lighter cream. So when Maureen made this quilt for us, she put those aside and knew those were going to be pinwheel fabrics. There are two parts to it. There's the large square and small squares. Large square and small squares. So would you like to see how to put those large squares together?
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, the first thing you do is collect 3 2.5-inch strips from your strip set. So those 3 strips together to make a strip set. So a bunch of them together as the pattern tells you. I'm not going to read the pattern to you. I'd put you right to sleep. But do follow the directions. 3 strips together make a strip set. You make a bunch of strip sets of different strip fabrics. Right?
Yes.
So, that's okay, it needed to come down anyway. 3 strips. We're going to take another set of 3, put those right sides together. And we'll sew 1/4-inch seam up the top of one side and a 1/4-inch seam down the bottom of the other side to create a tube. Strip, tube. Now we're going to use a strip tube ruler. I'm going to hold this up so you can see it. You guys know and love the strip tube ruler, don't you? Yes. Okay, good. So we've created the tube. Here, I'm going to flip what that tube looks like. Strip tube ruler. We follow the measurements as listed on the pattern. Place that line on the bottom stitching line. Of course, you'll be doing this on your cutting mat, not on your flannel board. Bottom stitching line. cut up and down to cut out the triangle. The triangle looks a little like this. Cut out that triangle. You pull the triangle away from your tube. You open the triangle to reveal your square. Shall we try it again? Okay. So you cut up, you cut down, you cut out the triangle, you pull the triangle away from your tube, and you open it up to reveal your diagonally pieced square. That's much better. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, so the next time you cut, you'll actually cut off of the top stitching line. You'll have a piece cut away. In fact, I can show you what that looks like. You'll have a piece cut away. Just like this. The next time you cut will be off of the top stitching line, like this. And then you'll go down to the bottom, then to the top, then to the bottom, then to the top. Make fresh cuts. Keep it very close to the old cut to conserve fabric. And we make fresh cuts because we want the second block to be based on this top seam, not the seam of the center other block. It helps with the integrity of the block and for accuracy. Now, here's your $10 tip. We made this cut that wasn't too difficult. This cut with a rotary cutter is a little more awkward. To cut like this away from the body and then to cut like that is an awkward cut. So instead of cutting off of the top, we will still cut off the bottom, but we have to flip the tube. Flip the tube like that, and now that same seam is on the bottom, and we have that easy cut like we did the first time. So we cut out from the bottom, then top and the bottom, top and the bottom. Cut them out, press your seams all in one direction, cut off any dog ears that you might have on the quilt, on the block. You get blocks that look like this. And you can see how they already start to shape the quilt block. Now you'll be happy to know all of these little half square triangle blocks, the small blocks, are made the same way. So in this pattern, I actually recommend that you cut the fabrics in half so that you have more, the strips in half on the fold, so you have more variety. We will have one 2.5 inch strip, and then another 2.5 inch strip. We put those strips right sides together, and just as we did before, 1/4 inch seam up along the top and a 1/4 inch seam up along the bottom. We create a tiny tube. Petite tube. I like that better. Strip tube ruler again, put the smaller measurement on the stitching line, cut up and down to cut out your diagonally pieced small square. I know I have one here for you. Diagonally pieced small square, just like that.
Brilliant.
Oh, thank you. Shall we do that again?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I want you to. Okay. Cut up, cut down, cut out a triangle. You pull your triangle away from your strip set and you open it up to reveal, wait, your diagonally pieced square. Brilliant. Oh, thanks. Thanks, you guys. Okay, up, down, up, down, up, down. If you kept this as a full strip, you'd get the same number of triangles or squares as if you, that you do having a number of different half strips. But cutting them in half on the fold gives you more variety of fabrics, which is helpful for all those little things. Now, in the pattern, you have a couple of different options. You can use nothing but the strips as you find in a strip bundle. Or, if you really want these pinwheel fabrics to pop out, you can choose to buy additional yardage just for those pinwheels. I've given you the options in the pattern. I tell you how many strips you need if it's nothing but strips, and then how many 2.5 inch strips you need for strips plus additional yardage of a dark pinwheel or a light pinwheel. That is because, and I'm going to show you a sample here in a second, we made a second sample of this quilt and those pinwheels just didn't pop out as much because the pattern, the strips didn't have two fabrics that really popped out to make the pinwheels like Blueberry did. So I thought, I think we need to have some additional yardage option if you want to have distinct pinwheels. So the pinwheels are made exactly the same way as we've done right here, except they're a pinwheel dark and a pinwheel light fabric, and you'll repeat those same colors over and over again to get the pinwheels. You follow?
Yes.
Okay. When you put your block together, the large square will go here, and then you'll have small squares here, up along here, and if you're careful, if you want that pinwheel effect, make sure your pinwheel fabrics are placed just like this on the top left and the bottom right. It is one block, repeated over and over again, twisted and turned to create the layout. Now, if you have a pattern, you flip to page 3, you will find that there are layout guides. Follow the A, and it'll tell you the orientation you need for the layout of that block. So in the first row, it's upside down, then to the left, then upside down. And the next row, it's right side up, right. Maureen came up with this tip as she was laying out the quilt. I loved it. We put it into the pattern. This can help when you lay out your blocks to make sure you twist and turn them correctly. Because it is the twist and turn and these pinwheels coming together and these popping out that I think make this quilt so fantastic. Of course, it's the fabrics, and of course, it's the ease and simplicity of the strip tube roller. I won't lie about that. But altogether, that's how it looks. This is the throw. Right?
Yes.
Right, okay, good. Border 1, border 2. There you go. Very good? Do you like it? Okay. Would you like to see the quilt in another colorway?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to show you the lap. May I have 2 volunteers, please? The name tags tell you they're not really volunteers. This is Kathy and Maureen. And the quilt they're holding up here uses a Timeless Treasure Tonga treat called Island Punch. And this is the lap size. So if you use nothing but strips and borders, this is the size that you get. It's nice, isn't it? But do you see how those pinwheels don't quite have the punch? No Tonga treat title pun intended. It is called Island Punch. Yeah, okay, yeah, thanks for moaning, that's right. Because there's so much of that blue and so much of that yellow already in the quilt, or the teal already in the quilt, it just didn't pop out. It was then that we revised the pattern a little bit to put distinct fabrics option in for the pinwheels. But isn't it beautiful? Don't you just love that? It's so cheerful. This has always been one of my favorite fabric collections. I feel like I'm going to say that a lot. Okay, so this is Intertwined in the lap. Would you like to see another color combination?
Yes.
This is also a Tonga treat by Timeless Treasure. And now we do have separate yardage that we've used to create the pinwheels.
Oh, yes. Yes.
You see how it pops a little bit more?
Yes.
That's why I added that into the pattern. So this again is the lap, just like you see behind you, except it has distinct fabrics, a soft yellow and sort of that reddish color, red-pink, for the pinwheels. Now if I were to do it again, it's a throw, thank you. If I were to do this again, I might have used more of a punch for those pinwheels, a little softer yellow even, and a brighter red, so that it really would jump out. But I just love the fabrics. So there you go. Intertwined, what do you think? We have any questions? No questions? It's that easy. And we're all going to go out and get it done. You can use any 2.5-inch strip bundle with it. Doesn't have to be these. There's a lot of great ones out there. What a beautiful way to use up those fabrics. Thank you.